What's up, all my Fishin-atics out there? Hey, Big Mike here. So check it out. After my last video, we talked about how you guys, I'm going to do what you want to do, what you want me to do, what me to figure out, and the like. So we're still going to stick to the plan with the DIYs, and then we're going to dive into a little bit of stuff at home with those DIYs, how to alter them, and we're also going to incorporate the how-tos with what bait works, like top water, crankbaits, dead bait, sinking stuff, worms, jigs, jig head, all that good stuff. We'll go into hooks too, what the different ones do, because a lot of people just think, it's a J hook's a J hook, a circle hook's a circle hook, and not all equipment is made equal, okay? But for today, what we are going to do is, just like I said, will be the weights, okay? So, making your own weights is pretty simple. What we're gonna do is we are going to start out with our materials. All right, so with our materials, what we need is, first and foremost, is the lead, right? So, easiest thing to do is get your old stuff that you don't use or that's broken, you can reuse it. So what I have here is, I have a busted pyramid weight, the eyelet came out. I have a spider weight. As you can see, the prong broke off, things happen, reuse it. And I also have, to my right, found a cast net, got all hung up and ripped, so I just took the leads off of the cast net. All right, so now we have our lead. Next thing is you're going to need some sort of wire. So if you want to take off the rest of these, that's great. What I suggest is getting, a wire hanger, and you can cut that up into strips, and I'll show you why next. Then here is the most important part, is the mold. Okay, so what you do is you can go onto Amazon right here. This is what I use, silicone plastic. All you got to do is read the directions. Comes in the box. Easy peasy. You just take both of these and mix equal parts, okay? And then you put it in a container. Well, like a container like this. I just got this from Papa's, saved it because I knew I was going to use it. All right. So let's move on. So after this, we're going to go ahead and mix equal parts like so. You're just going to go ahead, mix it around. Brings you back to memories of being a kid. Mix equal parts, and then you're gonna have to knead it a lot. So I'm gonna save y'all time of watching me, and fast forward to what, probably like 30 minutes later, 6 hours later, 10 days later. But check it out. I'll see you at future me. Future me here. Tell you what, kneading this stuff is not an easy task. Got to make sure it's all together. So, like I said, future me here. So first, we're gonna do a little egg sinker. Okay, easiest way to do this to make your mold: take your sinker, get either your copper wire or your what's it called? Your hanger. Kind of get it like so. Get your mold, wrap it around there. Really easy. Just go ahead, cut off the top, because you don't need a whole lot. All right. A lot of you are wondering, well, how are you going to get that out? Real simple. Just take a little knife, go down the side evenly, and then very, very gently pull it in half, and then you'll pull out your lead if it doesn't stick to it, which this one did. However, that's what you would do. Get two halves. A different way to do it is like this. This is the way I suggest. Take some paper. All right, get a little slice. Take a piece. Take your other piece. Take your lead with your wire through it, because this wire is going to keep the guide whole. So then you go ahead and stick your stuff to one side. All right, now you see where I'm going with this, I'm sure. Put your paper in the middle, and then you'll mold it right around here, just like that. Then boom, you just peel your paper off, because it doesn't stick to the paper too much. And then you have your indent here, and I'll just pull this out here in a minute, but you'll have your guide rod. Just let it dry, and you can stick it back together. That's for that one. Now we're going to go into a little bit more difficult stuff. Okay, just 1 minute. All right, future me is back. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make another mold for the pyramid and the spider weights. Okay, so check it out. Take your thing, go ahead and mash it in there, get it nice and tight. Take your pyramid, so it's nice and flat. Take your pyramid weight, push it down in, remove it. Boom, now you have your indent. Now, these spider weights tend to be a little bit trickier. However, there is a way to hack that. You use this kind of spider weight. If you don't know the weight of the mold, just stick it out and buy one, the one that you would use. Like me, I typically don't use anything more than 6 ounces, because if I cast too hard, I snap the weight. So I'll use the bottom of this as an imprint, and I'll go ahead, put it in to where it's nice, tight and level. Mash it around it. I'll show you guys in just a second. There you go. Like that. So if you noticed, the pyramid kind of sunk in. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead, I'll reinsert the pyramid, get a nice flat top around it, because this way I know where the flat top is when we put the lead in, so it doesn't overflow, and this is where I stop. And then I'll go ahead and reinsert this into the hole where it was. Go ahead and make my flat top around it, and I'll show you guys in just a second once I get this done. A little bit of arts and crafts. All right, so I'll get that down there. And you want to get it perfect the first time, because this is not one of those things where you can redo over and over again. Simply because this putty, once you let it sit for 24 hours, you can't use it again. It's a mold. So, as you can see, I did that. And if you look real close, you can see how I flattened the edge around it so it has a nice even cap. Go ahead and twist out. And then because it doesn't have a top, I go ahead, give a nice outline with this little blade here. And then find something to go ahead and take it out very carefully. All right, and now you can see we have our molds. Now, what we're going to do after this, we're going to wait 24 hours, like the instructions say. And I'll see you, future me. Alright, it's future me here. So as you can see, we got our mold. I actually changed it to the spider weight mold just because I have plenty of pyramid weights and I don't want to waste my stuff. Now, you'll see I have this and this and this. What did I do? Just use an old spare wire hanger, and all you're going to do is take it with your cutters, snip there and there, and it will go flying. And you take this where it's bent, always make it a little bit extra long because you're going to be going deep down in there and you might need to cut plus bending later on. So then I go and I get this part right here, cut, and you do the same thing to both sides. Then you're going to take it, and I'll save you the time, but all I did was I took the one side and I bent it like so, all the way till it's tight, like that. I took the other side and did the same thing to turn it into that, so you can see that little knot. Now you go ahead and set that in your weight mold, and then you're going to go ahead and take your other side. I just took the top of the wire hanger, set it in there, so what I do is I take this little hole here and just give it a little twist so it sits down in there nice and evenly. And if it's not sitting in there evenly for you, just be patient, and then what you'll do is, because obviously it doesn't matter really if it's canted too much, but if it's too much to the side, it won't have the same effect. So you'll take your wire or your loop, just use your other spare wire like so, position it down in there and bend it so it's straight to the point of where you want it. Now, sometimes it does take a couple tries, like that. Now you take that, and then I'll show you from a side view. That's what it looks like. And then once you get it, you'll pour the lead in, and voila. Or you could do pour the lead in once you melt it, stick this in there like so, take that curve, hold it upright, and the lead will cool very quickly. So make sure you get it in there real quick. These will be pointing out, so once your weight is made, it should look something similar like this, but longer. That way when you do make it, you can bend it down. And because I used a wire hanger, I got a little bit more thickness, so it's going to be a little bit more than 6 ounces. But we'll show you that process in a minute. Now we're getting ready to do the fun part. So now that we got our mold, we got our spider legs. You have your spare pieces, obviously, to keep it balanced if need be. Now we take our old lead. Just go ahead. Here's a little pinch weight that's no longer a pinch weight. I don't even think you can use these, but whatever. And you know what? This is still good. Yeah, I can keep that. Use that for something. I got Big Bertha over here. This 10 ounce I don't use. Or 12 ounces. So this is 16 and this is 12. So those are only 6. So an easy way to remember it too, if you can judge, pour half after you melt this. But this is plenty. If I was making more weights, I'd melt it all. And now, use a tin can like this. This is a Campbell soup chicken noodle because we all had the Rona. So if you're hearing me, Campbell's, sponsors are more than welcome. This can will stand up to a good, nice fire. We're going to take this out, put it on the grill, melt it, and then after that, this is the part we do outside. All right, guys, so bad news bears. When I was using the tongs, I left the what's it called? The can sit on the grill a little too long, so the metal got too soft. So when I went, it squished while I was moving it. So now I have a whole bunch of lead in the grass. I don't know if you can see it over there in the grass. It's that shiny stuff. So note to self and note to viewers, make sure you watch it, because I was preoccupied cooking dinner along with trying to make some DIYs and finish up this Tacklebox Tuesday for y'all. So yeah, oops. And as you can still see, I'm still in my work clothes. I haven't got a break since I've been home. Yeah, that's right, I wear khakis and tennis shoes. This is my comfy shoe day. I do a lot of walking. But in the meantime, guys, go ahead and remember to definitely watch the lead, make sure it melts, and maybe next time use a sturdier container or whatever you want to do. But the end result, it'll be the same. Pour in the lead, and then stick your forks in with the. Pour a little bit of lead over it, or pour it in there, and then pour your lead in. However you want to do it, whichever way suits you, because if you can get that thing stand up straight, you're good to go. If you need to, still a little wobbly, go ahead, pour about, 3/4 of the lead in there, and then put your stuff in. Even hold it there, let it solidify, and then pour a little. Once it's solid, you can go ahead and pour more lead in, and it'll all stay together. It'll just melt to one thing. Because once you pour that hot melting lead on top of the lead that's already become firm, that part, once they meet, it'll melt and do what metal does. Alright, my bad I couldn't do the awesome super finisher, but I will make it up to you, and I will do one again. If anything, it'll be one of my shorts to show you how to properly pour in lead without making a metal backyard. In the meantime, you know the drill. Keep them lines tight, rods bent. We out.